So let's go back to the index page. So here, so let's move down, and here we need to add script tags, and inside we use the document, and we add the event, and event will be submit, and once the form is submitted, so this one, so that we have here ID, which is save student form, so we can use the ID here, and once submitted the form, we add function, and here we have the event, and what we will do, we will, first thing we need to do is to prevent the default, to prevent the default behavior of the browser. So here we need to, okay, let's now only display an alert message saving student, and later we will add the code to save the student. So for now, just let's test. So once we, or let's add first data, and once we click on submit, so it's refreshed. Why? Because I think that we missed something here. Let's refresh the page and see what we have inside the console. See here, so we don't have anything here wrong. Let's refresh the page, see what we have. So we don't have anything. Let's just clear the cache and see what we have. So now we have the add button. Let's try again, submit, and same thing happened. I think that I have something wrong. So let's check what is wrong. And the problem is that I forgot to add here the hash. So we are using the ID of the form, so I forgot to add the hash. So sorry for this silly mistake. So let's remove this and try again. Click on name, the registration number, average. Click, now you have saving students. So let's move to the next, and next we need to get form data. So we will define a variable, we call it form data, and we will use form data to get all the values, and we give it this, and once we give it this, it will get all the values from the form. And once we have the values, we need to add Ajax and send the request. The request type will be post, and we need to define the file that will save the data to the database. So we will call it store students.php, and we will add it later. Next, we need to add data, which is the form data, and next we need to add two properties, which is the process data, and we give it false, and content type, and we give it also false. These two properties just to avoid some errors. And finally we have the success property, which takes the function, and once we have the response, so we will check for the response, but first we need to parse, or to, because the response will be JSON, so we need to parse it using json.parse to convert it to an object. So here we have the response that we got, and once we have here inside the response our objects, we need to check for the res.status. If it is equal to 200, then the save has been done successfully. So we need what we will do, we need to hide the modal, which is this one. So let's bring it from here, and use it here, and we use the model hide. Now the model is hidden. Next we need to empty the form, which is this one. So we'll use the ID of the form, and to empty the form we will use the index 0 and call the reset method. And we don't need this hide here. And next we need, for now we will only alert the message, which will be inside the response, and later we will see how to handle messages. Next we need to check for the error else if the response.status is equal to 500, which means that the student was not saved, so we will only alert the message. And if we have anything else wrong, then we will tell the user that something went wrong, try again later. So that's all for our call. Next we need to add the file that we have here. So let's go to inside public. Let's add here another file. Let's call it save, or same name as we have defined. So this is the file, and let's copy and paste here. Let's close this tab just to be clear for you. So here we don't need to use the header, we need only the database, and we include the db.php file. Next we need to check for the request. If the request method is get, then not get but post, then we add the data. So let's check if it is post. Then what we will do, we will get name from post name. You can add filters if you want to filter the form. You can use filters. For me, I will use only post, just for saving time and simplicity. If you want to update the project, you can update it as you want. Next we have the registration number, the AVG, and move to the next. And next we need to prepare the query, and query will be, so let's add it here. So it's insert into students, and we need to insert name, the what else, the register number, what else, register number, and AVG, and what else, the move next. And we need to provide the values for these fields, and the values we can guess them from name, and let's use the same thing, name, register number, AVG, and the move to the next. Now we have the values. Let's add, or let's bind these params. So let's call the execute, and here, so we don't need this one. And once we called execute, we need to provide, as I said, or to bind the params. So here the first one is name, and we can get it using the variable that we have already defined, which is the name. And same thing for the other fields. So we have here the register number, EVG. What else? We have to move to the next. And once student is saved, so we will get students, or let's change it to added, not students. So the added will have true or false. So here we need to check if added, which means that student has been added. So if added, we will send the response. The response as we have seen. So let's define in the response. As we have seen, contains status code, and status code is 200, and later and the message, and later we will do change. So for now we will only send the message and status, and we tell the user that student created successfully, and we need to echo JSON encode, and we need to encode or to send the response as JSON. And finally we return. This one is if the response or if the student is added, else if something went wrong, then we tell the user that student's not created, and the response status will be 500, and here we send the response. So let's try and see if it will work or not. So let's refresh the page, try to add a new student. So let's try to add someone that doesn't exist. Decision, submit, and I think something went wrong. Let's inspect. So Ajax is not defined, as you can see here, and the call is not done. So let's fix this problem. So it's not working because the footer is included before the script. So we need to move the footer down. So let's save, refresh the page again, and try to add again registration number, average, decision, submit, and I don't know why it's refreshing, and we have seen this problem before, and I think it's fixed. Why now it's happening again? So we have changed this one to save. So let's fix this problem also. And the problem is that I have used slim version of jQuery, so that's why I have this problem, which is Ajax. Where is it? So let's inspect again. So this one, Ajax, is not a function. So let's bring, so sorry for this mistake, let's bring full uncompressed version and use it in the footer instead of slim. So sorry for this mistake. So slim has some things that are removed, and between these things is the Ajax. So let's change it to the new one that we have imported or we have copied. Save, let's refresh again and try to add new student. So let's use this one and this one and this one and this one, submit. So let's check again what we have here. So not here, but here. So we have something wrong inside the call. So as you can see here, invalid parameter number of bound variables doesn't match, which means that we have something wrong inside store student. So here we have the name, the registration number, the EVG, and move next. So what is wrong here? So name, the register number, AVG, and move next. And here also we have the same thing, name, the register number, AVG, and move next, and the values are the same. So here we have the AVG, so this is the problem. So I have missing comma here, so sorry for this silly mistake. Let's refresh again and see, and add the registration number and the decision, submit. Now students created successfully. Let's refresh the page, and as you can see we have here students. Now we need once we add the students, so we need it to be added here to the table without refreshing the page as I have done. So let's do that now.